My name is Frei. I'm an entrepreneur. In this solo podcast, I dive a little bit deeper into different topics that work for business or for life. Today, we are talking about email marketing. I already had one very specific marketing podcast where I got into the customer acquisition costs and the customer lifetime value. Listen to that one because I believe it's one of the best I've done. Today, we are talking specifically about email marketing. Email marketing sounds so old school, but I believe it's such an important tool. So let me tell you the future of email marketing, how I see it. And to add that, it's not just email. I also believe in WhatsApp community marketing. So taking these two things together, WhatsApp and email marketing. Short break from our podcast sponsor, Relay. I've been using Relay recently for my automatic Bitcoin savings plan. I invest 50 francs a week into Bitcoin via Relay. Why? Because Relay is the easiest way to buy Bitcoin here in Switzerland. You can buy it via bank transfer, credit card, or Apple Pay. And Relay is Bitcoin only, so no other coins. I got rid of all my other coins. I have Bitcoin only. And the most important thing is it's self-custody. You know, not your keys, not your coin. With Relay, you have your keys, so therefore these are your coins. Use the code Alan to get 10% discount on your fees. Discount code Alan, A-L-A-N. You will find the link in the description. And what's very, very important, be very, very careful with your investments. It's your hard-earned money, so think about where you're going to invest, what you're going to invest, and how much you're going to invest. This is not financial advice, so be really careful. And now let's go back to the episode. The main reason is you want to free yourself from the algorithm. So if you post something on YouTube, on Instagram, or on TikTok, the algorithm decides if they want to show it to other people or not. If you have a WhatsApp community or email community, you then decide what you're going to show. There is no gatekeeper in between that will tell you, hey, I will show that to the community and this not. You are owning the community and you decide what you're going to show them. The second thing, what I love about WhatsApp communities and especially about email marketing is you can cover different topics in one email or in one message. If you have a video on TikTok or Instagram, you're just focusing on one topic. It needs to have a hook. It's just one specific topic and you're talking about that. But in an email, what I've realized is having a variety of topics is even better because people are going into the newsletter and they skim through it. And if they see something interesting, they will click on it. That's why I have a table of content in the beginning where I tell them, hey, this is what I'm going to cover, and just move around within the newsletter and maybe you'll find something that's interesting for you. With that, I increase the opening rate because there are like different topics and it might be something interesting for everyone. In a video or in a podcast, you just talk about one specific thing. The thing is with newsletters, you're owning what people can see. You can have different topics in an email, but you need to be really, really careful how you structure an email or a message. Let's talk about WhatsApp communities. First, WhatsApp communities, it's really dangerous if you're spamming people. It's both in email, but specifically on WhatsApp messages because people are very sensitive about what kind of WhatsApp messages they get. If you send them something and you send always the same thing and it's spammy, people will just leave. What I did is I created a poll first and I asked the community, hey, what do you want to know about? I engaged them in asking them, so what shall we talk about in this community? With email, I do it a little bit different. As mentioned, I have a table of content where I have different topics and I put a lot into the subject line. I want to make it very, very clear what they can expect in an email. Already from the subject line needs to be interesting. That's the hook, the subject line. And then when people get in, they can choose what they're going to click on. And for me, it's also very important that I always try to generate value either in the message or in the email, something that I would love to read. That results in having a huge opening rate. I have email opening rates from almost 80%. Most emails have an opening rate 10 or 15% or even less, and their click rate is almost at 40%. So it's like people are looking forward to the newsletter and using the newsletter. The other thing, what I've also realized in contrast to before we send like emails in a structured weekly or monthly or 2 times a week, and I've realized that's very bad because there's so many newsletters that send emails like every Friday, for example, and people are getting bored by it. You look at the first one, the second one, and then if it's sent every week, you just start fading out because maybe one is not good, the second is not so good. Only send something when you have something to say. I don't send a lot of newsletters, and my newsletters don't have a schedule. It's more like a surprise. Oh, Alan sent another email. Don't send newsletters scheduled like every month, every week, 2 times a week. Obviously, when you have an e-commerce shop and you started doing that, it's hard to get off that rhythm because in the beginning you will lose some revenue. The way to go to generate a lot of value for customers in an email, have different topics, interesting content, also products, have a great subject line, and then just send it very irregularly so people are surprised when they get it. That's why I see the future for online marketing is owning the community by having a WhatsApp community and having email. The other platforms are great, but I use them more as a funnel so the people will join via LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok into my newsletter community or into my WhatsApp community.